بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ما بعد, brothers and sisters, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us the opportunity to come to His house. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our ibadat, and we ask Allah to forgive our shortcomings, grant us the khair of this day and protect us from all types of evil. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. As we continue with the advices which has been compiled by Hafiz ibn Hajar rahimahullah in his Al-Munabbihat, Al-Isti'adad Liyawm Al-Ma'ad, preparation for the day of judgment, the day which has been promised. Today's hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which Imam Hakim has mentioned in Mustadrak, as well as Tabrani has mentioned in the Ma'jam, on the authority of Sahal ibn Sa'ad radiyallahu anh. He says that once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting and he addressed us and he said that Jibreel alayhi salam came to me and he gave me certain advices. The first one is, Ya Muhammad, ish ma shi'ta fa innaka mayyitun. That, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, live as long as you want in this world, but one day you're going to depart. So that is giving an information regarding the shortness of this life, that this life is very short. And when we talk about live as much as you want in this world, meaning make your life meaningful in this world, so that when you depart from this world, you are remembered by your good actions. Because when a person leaves from this world, those who he leaves behind, those who he knows, those people that he or she leaves behind, they have either good memories or they have bad memories. And the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is, "Udhkuru mahasina mawtakum." That remember the good qualities of your deceased. Why? Because the way you are going to give expressions of his behavior on this world, that's the way Allah is going to treat. That's the way Allah Azza wa Jal is going to take care of him. Once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was sitting with a group of Sahaba, and a funeral and a janazah went past. The Sahaba remarked, the people who were sitting with the Prophet alayhi salam, they remarked certain good things about him. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Wajabat, wajabat." It has become compulsory, it has become compulsory. And then a few minutes later or a few hours later, another janazah went past. And the people started to talk about how bad this individual was in this dunya and what type of actions this person used to do in this world. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said again, "Wajabat, wajabat." It has become compulsory and it has become compulsory. The Sahaba said, "Ya Rasulullah, your remark for the both scenario was the same." So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Antum shuhada'ullahi ala al-ard." You are the witness of Allah on the face of this earth. When you speak in a good way about someone, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes that statement of yours and makes it apparent or makes it effective on this person, on the deceased. So the first person that you talked about in good way, and I said wajabat, wajabat means Jannah has become wajib upon this person. Whereas the second scenario, where bad qualities of this individuals were being mentioned, and I mentioned wajabat, wajabat meaning the hellfire has become wajib upon this person. So that's why we have to be very particular. And remember one thing, my brothers and sisters, the way we remember those who pass away from our midst, that's the way people are going to remember us when we pass away from this world. When a person, he talks good about those who have departed, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes other people talk good about this person when he departs. Because one day everyone needs to depart. So this was the message that was given to the Prophet ﷺ for the Ummah by Jibreel alayhi salam, addressing the Prophet ﷺ, عِشْ مَا شِئْتَ فَإِنَّكَ مَيِّتٌ وَأَحْبِبْ مَنْ شِئْتَ فَإِنَّكَ مُفَارِقُهُ. The second piece of advice is, no matter how much love you have for anyone or anything, one day it's going to depart from you. It's not going to be there forever. A person has love for things. A person has love for people. They all are going to depart one day from this individual. And this departing, either them going away or you passing away. One way or the other, this departing is going to take place. So that's why a person needs to have this understanding at all time in his or her mind that everyone is going to separate one day. And this separation comes with the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Something that you like is going to finish. Something that you love is going to depart. So that's why a person needs to have this in front of him every single day. And then value those who are around you. So that when they depart from you or you depart from them, we leave with good memories. We leave good impacts behind. This third piece of advice, which was given by Jibreel alayhi salam to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, وَعْمَلْ مَا شِئْتَ فَإِنَّكَ مُجْزِئٌ بِهِ. Do as much as actions you want to do, you will be compensated. You will be given a reward, good or bad. Good reward of good actions, and unfortunately, bad compensation for bad actions. So actions are going to be meaningful on the Day of Judgment. They are the currency of our success in the hereafter. Because on that day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open up our book of deeds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that on the Day of Judgment, every single person will be brought and their actions will be brought in front of them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will start to reckon this individual, and this individual will say, مَا لِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ لَا يُغَادِرُ صَغِيرَةً وَلَا كَبِيرَةً إِلَّا أَحْصَاهَا وَوَجَدُوا مَا عَمِلُوا حَاضِرًا وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا. That on that day, he will say and address his own book of deeds and will say that what is wrong with this book, that it has captured every good or bad, every minute or big action that I have done in this world. And whatever action an individual has done, he will see right in front of him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not oppress anyone. So, a'mal, actions, need to be very carefully looked into and monitored. That which type of action am I making for my akhirah? Every single move, every single step. Sometimes we become so much invested in certain ways or certain people that we don't think about what we are doing by our own action, as long as we are fulfilling the desire of someone else. And the greatest loser on the Day of Judgment will be that individual who has ruined his akhirah because of someone else. Because of someone else, you have ruined your own akhirah. If someone is inspiring you to do something wrong, then let him do it. Why do you have to become a contribution towards it and ruin your akhirah? That's the thing that a person needs to have in his mind. This is why it is very essential, as Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah mentions, it is very essential for a person to look into his action before he does the action. Don't just go by the vibes and start doing whatever other people are doing or other people are telling you to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given understanding to every individual, and every individual, he is or she is responsible of their action. Once the amal comes out, then that's recorded. That's it. Once it has come out from your action, when you have done something, it has been recorded. Now either it's going to be used in your favor or against you. And then the Prophet ﷺ was told by Jibreel alayhi salam, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ شَرَفَ الْمُؤْمِنِ فِي قِيَامِ اللَّيْلِ. The honor of a believer is kept in the night prayers. This is the place where you become honorable in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because it's only you and Allah and no one else. That's your time of communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's your time talking to Allah Azza wa Jal. The person who adopts this into his or her life, he becomes an honorable individual in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, أن شرف المؤمن في قيام الليل وعزه استغناءه عن الناس. And his respect and dignity is kept in becoming independent and away from the needs of people. When a person, he is not dependent on individuals and he depends on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why from the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allahumma kfini bihalalika an haramik waghnini bifadlika amman siwak. Oh Allah, suffice from me halal and make me stay away from haram, and give me your dependency which takes away the dependency of anyone else. I don't need the dependency of anyone. I only need the dependency of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to grant us the understanding, the ability to practice. We ask Allah to keep these advices with us and make us among those who are following the footsteps of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحان الله وبحمده. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Inshallah, if anyone has any question they would want to ask, they can come and ask.